If you thought that Republican Congressman George Santos could not get any more vile, you were mistaken. And the story that I'm about to tell you is truly stunning. I had a hard time processing that there are human beings out there who have this many bad things about them. That's pretty incredible. So here's the story. Republican Congressman George Santos, before he was a congressman, he was going by Anthony DeVolder. And this Anthony DeVolder character is being documented to and accused of stealing effectively $3,000 from a disabled veteran. Now that's bad enough, but here's how he did it. The disabled veteran came to, at the time, Anthony DeVolder, now George Santos, and of course I think all those names are technically in his full name, but he was going by Anthony DeVolder, and he was asked to help in raising money for a surgery that this disabled veteran's dog needed. So his dog, Sapphire, adorable name, needed a surgery, and George Santos said, I'll do it for you, I'll raise the money, and he raised $3,000 with a GoFundMe. Then he shut down the GoFundMe, and he used the Sapphire dog to raise the money. He told that story to raise the money, and then ran away with the money. That's what he's being accused of by this disabled veteran. Did not actually help in the financing of this surgery. Instead, ran away with the money, and the dog did pass away. Take a look at this from the publication Patch. In May 2016, Richard Osthoff was living in a tent in an abandoned chicken coop on the side of Route 9 in Howell, New Jersey, with his beloved service dog, Sapphire. A veterans charity gave the pit mix to Osthoff, a disabled veteran who was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy in 2002, he told Patch. When Sapphire developed a life-threatening stomach tumor, Osthoff, now 47, learned the surgery would cost $3,000. A veterinary technician took Osthoff aside and told him, I know a guy who runs a pet charity who can help you. Osthoff recounted. His name was Anthony DeVolder, and that's who we know as George Santos, and his full name is something George Anthony DeVolder Santos, or Santos with DeVolder Anthony, or something, some combination of those four. And his pet charity was called Friends of Pet United, the vet tech told him. Anthony DeVolder is one of the names that Long Island Representative George Santos used for years before entering politics in 2020. Santos faces multiple criminal investigations and talks about what we've gone into extensively. But then look at this. Osthoff and another New Jersey veteran, retired police sergeant Michael Boll, who tried to intervene to help Osthoff in 2016, told Patch that Santos closed the GoFundMe he set up for Sapphire after it raised $3,000 on social media and disappeared. Quote, he stopped answering my texts and calls, Osthoff said. And here is a social media post Osthoff had put out. To everyone who helped me and Sapphire raise the money for her surgery, I'm sorry to say that we were scammed by Anthony DeVolder and Friends of Pets United, FOPU, through a series of bad veterinary contacts and subterfuge regarding payment. Sapphire has not received veterinary care, and her growth is 3 to 4 times bigger than it was when the campaign was fulfilled. She is facing euthanasia within months. Sapphire died January 15, 2017, after being out of work with a broken leg for over a year. Osthoff couldn't afford the dog's euthanasia and cremation, he said. I mean, if after I told you all the initial stuff about George Santos, if we sat down over a cup of coffee, whatever, and tried to come up with the most vile, wild story about what could make George Santos worse, what could make him more dishonest, and just a deeply despicable human being, I don't know if we could have come up with that. I don't know if we could have put together so many different variables that show his lack of morality. It is truly, truly stunning. And of course, must say George Santos does deny these claims, but a denial, really any statement from somebody as dishonest as George Santos, means nothing to me, because you've proven yourself to be so dishonest, so why does your word mean literally anything? He is accused of, again, just to walk through, and this sounds like I'm making up something as if we were, again, like I said, walking through the most vile thing we could think of, and it's just unbelievable. Stealing money from a disabled veteran who was trying to get surgery for his service dog. That's truly unbelievable.